Okay, here I am going out our back door, and we have some wildflowers growing here. I'm really happy with how those have popped up, and then you can see the yard and the trees. There's the hot tub and the tandem garage. And here is the fifth wheel. And those are the kiwi vines that we planted that are gonna go up hopefully to the top, and then we'll just train them so they don't obstruct the windows. And then these are hazelnut trees that we planted. Look a little more like bushes right now.
Oh, yeah.
There's your dad building his platform. I'm making a video for Kim and Vince.
Oh, okay.
There's your mama. So, coming out. Oh, and Mom and Dad's yard is really coming along. They have a tree there. It's a I think it's a dogwood. No, it's a crabapple, but not fruit bearing. There's towards the front. And then they have mulberry, Utah giant cherry, and I forget what kind of peach, 2 of each in their yard now. And then here's the garden. These are raspberry bushes, blackberry bushes, blueberry bushes, and then we have 2 grapevines, and they're actually producing. Let me show you. Let's see. Yeah, see right there. Grapes are growing. And then those are the strawberries, and then we have this little round one here that has just a bunch of different stuff, but this is one of the really tall sunflowers. Those are our potatoes. They've gone berserk. We have our little seating area. And then Mom put potatoes at the end of these mixed beds too, just because she discovered them and thought she'd planted everything. We have lettuce, and some of the arugula is growing back. That's Swiss chard, nasturtiums. See, this is the bed I was telling you about that kind of went to pot after it had standing water in it for so long. But I think these are beets, and I think they're still gonna produce. And then she just has like little pots up against most of the beds too that have different things growing in them. Like this one that's 2 different kinds of mint. And then, I don't know, I think mostly flowers and lettuce, and I don't know what else she planted. She can't even remember what else she planted in those. But here are the 3 corn beds, and they are doing really well. And they have, so in here she has either peas or beans, depending on the bed, and then squash. So everything's growing. So here I'll show you. So here's the fence of the garden, and then you can start to see the chicken run. And that's just a fake window we put there for balance. That's the door into the chicken run, and then this is the chicken coop, and then the greenhouse. And you can get into the chicken run through here and get to the outside, and this is how we're gonna get to the compost pile. And then, hi chickies! Some of them were under there getting shade. Hi chickies! Chickies! I feel kind of like I'm betraying them because I don't have a treat for them, but they're very trained. See, they're coming out now because I'll have to come back and give you guys some eggs. I don't have anything with me right now. And then there's their swing. They haven't quite gotten the hang of getting on that. And then through here is the back, and this is where the compost pile is going to be, but the chickens have access to that, and apparently they help turn the compost. This is what I was telling you about that has the hatches to clean the poop trays, and see the poop trays are right there. So when I'm ready to, I can just pull it out and dump it in the compost pile. But I'm not quite ready to do that. I don't know, it's probably getting kind of icky, but it is what it is. So I'll go in the chicken coop the other way and show you inside there. And this is how we're going to be collecting the eggs. But right now we have the nesting boxes walled off with cardboard on the inside because apparently they make their nesting boxes icky before they start laying eggs. If they get in there, they just poop. So I have these little dish pans in each one so that I can, from the inside, I can get in there and clean them out if, you know, an egg breaks or just to clean out the shaving. So here is the, I'll show you a little more of the garden before I go into the greenhouse. This is just a table that Aunt Susie brought that's an outdoor table. And then this is our asparagus bed. And it doesn't look very good, but it's, you know, asparagus is just weird. It has to grow for a few years before it produces any food. This is the squash and the tomatoes. They've gone completely berserk to the point where Mom thinks that she might need to take some of this nasturtium out, but I don't know. And then there's peppers and tomatoes in here. It's so dense. And here's the other view of the back of the greenhouse. This is where we have trash and soil, and I don't know what that one's for. Anyway. And then this plastic that's just laying everywhere gets draped over the beds if it's going to be freezing, and Mom rolls it up really nice, but Dad and I are just lazy and lay it on the ground. So here's the inside of the greenhouse, you guys. It is so hot in here, even though I have the windows open for the summer. So far, it's just kind of been a catch-all. We have a couple of folding tables out here, and there's the other bench that goes with that table. And then this is a potting table that Melody left, and then that's just my chicken food. And, you know, it's still we still haven't completely cleaned up from building it. So anyway, this is how you get in. So I'm in the greenhouse. It has 3 windows, 2 across from each other, and then 1 at the end. And then this is how you get into the chicken coop. And they're not going to be in here right now because they all rushed outside thinking they were going to get a treat. I feel kind of bad about that. So this is their 5-gallon water thing, and they just peck at those little valves at the bottom and water comes out. These are their baby feeders. Eventually some feeders will go, 2 feeders will go on the wall. This is where the nesting boxes are, behind this cardboard. And then we have 2 windows up here and then a window over here. And then you can see where the light's coming through. That's actually open except for hardware cloth, so that's the venting, and it's square footage per chicken. And then this is, it's not that big, so it's kind of hard to show you, but these are the roosting bars, and see, they do have poop on them, so I need to scrape those off. But see how mostly the poop just lands in those trays, and then I'll just pull them out and dump it. And there are shavings on the floor here just because, you know, they kind of poop everywhere. So when I get those plastic things out and dump them, I'll also get like a big wide broom and just sweep it all out and then start over with fresh pine shavings. Here's their automatic door that opens half an hour after sunrise and closes a half an hour after sunset. And then there's just a step down back into the greenhouse. And then these are the feeders that are eventually going to go on the wall, but apparently I really don't think they'd get in there and get stuck, but that's the concern. So that's why we don't have those up yet. So that is the tour. I'll turn it around so I can say hello. Hello! All right, goodbye.